All right. Welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, back in the studio, joined by Randy Angston. What's up?
Hello, my friend.
Hello.
We are back in the studio. We did a lot of these on Zoom.
Yeah. So the last couple episodes, we had a bunch of guests come in. We had Trevor or whatever come in to the studio, but most of the other ones were on Zoom. Guys, the Growth Summit's right around the corner. You're going to want to grab your tickets ASAP, guys. I have a special code for everybody. Growth23 is going to knock those ticket prices down to $297. You cannot pass this one up, guys. This isn't a great event. A lot of people are like, well, what to expect, right? Like, what do you expect? I mean, this is our fifth one. There's, I think 11 speakers at this one. We're talking everything from how to create a signature program, how to have great customer experience, again, to compete against the marketplace, marketing, sales, 31 lessons of the fitness industry from Rick Mayo.
There you go.
Right. Ben Newman. We got Mike Michalowicz, the author of this, Profit First, Pumpkin Plan, Clockwork. We had him out at our event. We have a pre-con from HSN Nutrition on Thursday. You get that with the ticket price. You get your food and your drinks covered. You've got Coach Catalyst, got Trevor talking about the levers, the 5 biggest levers to pull for greatest return on investment, right? We've got Justin and Teresa talking about how to overcome imposter syndrome, which is plaguing a lot of you. You don't feel like you're good enough. People are going to call you out. They're going to call you a fake. Whatever all these things are in your head, Justin and Teresa, they've had that, right?
Yeah.
And so they're going to speak to that. Just a bunch of great information. The goal is growth. If you're listening to this podcast, you need to be in the seats there, because if you're listening to this, it's because you're trying to grow your gym. Boom. That's what you're going to get there at that event. Plus networking, fun. It's just getting out of your gym so you can focus on the nuts and bolts of blocking and tackling inside of your gym. This is the only way to do it. You're never going to do it sitting at your desk at your gym, in between sessions, in between all the fires you're putting out. Figure out a way to get your gym locked down for a couple days, so where you can go walk out and come out here to Scottsdale, Arizona, get your head right and focus on growth. I
was just going to say, for those of you that are listening, there's an old saying about meditation. It's like, if you can't find 10 minutes a day to meditate, you need an hour. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the need is greater than what you're making available. If you can't step out of your gym, you're the person that needs to be there the most.
Perfect.
There's no way around it. I mean, you are a slave to your business. Do you want to come work? You want your business to come work for you? It's the concepts that you're going to be learning in that room that are going to help you do so.
Yeah. And we're giving you guys, for being a listener, Growth 23. It's going to be the cheapest ticket we have there. I would rather have you make it to the event than, hey, a couple $100 you couldn't make it because the ticket was too much. Like, just get there. Yeah. Period. We want to make it super easy for you. Growth 23. Go to growthsummitaz.com right now. Pick up your ticket, and we will see you in June, right? June 8th through 10th. Okay, ready for the episode?
Let's do this.
We've got a good one today, guys. This episode really is going to be eye-opening for a lot of folks. We're talking about the glass ceiling in specific models in the fitness industry. A lot of times you go through the day-to-day of your gym and you find you keep kind of like tapping up against a growth ceiling. Mm-hmm. We can only get to 200 members. We can only make 30,000 a month. We can't, we get to 31,000, then we're right back down to 29 the next month. We get to 204 members and we're right back to 198. And it happened for us for years.
Yeah. And I remember the number on the board, 300 sat there forever.
Yeah. And it would just kind of go up and down. You would kiss it, and then you would go back down. And there's a reason for this. Sure. And we're going to walk through a scenario that may be pretty similar to yours listening. We're going to take an example. This is a gym that we were working with in our coaching program. Very, very similar to a lot of gyms out there. It was a large group training gym, class-based, 1 to 15, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 classes a day, that style, right? And a lot of you listening are like, yeah, that's kind of what we do, mm-hmm. right? Large group training, team training, boot camp training, class-based model. Well, here's his numbers. He had 200 members, where on paper, like, oh, cool, 200 members. That's a pretty successful, solid base of clients.
Clientele, sure.
Now, the thing about the fitness industry, you can't get away from this attrition number. You just can't, right? You may go a month or even 2 or even 3 months with like zero attrition, but eventually on the average, you're going to lose people. You just can't keep everybody. And the more people you have, the more people you lose. And it's because it's a percentage of total. And so in the industry, 6 to 8% would be probably an average attrition. And you're like, well, Tim, I do 3%, 4%. Yeah, this month.
Or good. Maybe you've put some thought into the things that create, the opportunity for somebody to leave. Yeah. And you've plugged some of those holes. Sure, absolutely. There are people out there that do the 3% and things like that. But remember, to your point, it's an average.
Yep.
It's not just what you did this month. You got to look at your averages.
If you're losing 6 to 8%, I would say you're C+. C+ right there. You're C+ student. If you're doing, 4 or 5%, cool. You're a B+. And if you're doing 3 or under, that's an A+ type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, the newer you are and the less clients you have, the lower the attrition's going to be.
Typically, yes.
You can pay attention to more people. You can have more touch points, all these things. But as you grow 100, 200, 300 members, well, your reach gets smaller, right? And so people don't feel as loved or whatever those things are, but they also move, they die, they take a job somewhere else, they get married, all these things that have people leaving your gym.
And those increase with the number of people regardless too, right? The opportunities, the chances that somebody has an event like that in their life, when you have more individuals, it's going to lead to more of that.
So this particular gym was charging, they were charging currently like about $200 a month. But they had people on these old rates, $99, $129, $139. So on average, we took all of the EFTs or all the average dues, and it came out to $150 per member per month. 200 members, $30,000. Decent operation.
Yeah, and probably pretty standard for a group training model. About $150 a month or so.
Yeah, this particular one, like I said, he had slowly increased his rates, but he never
brought some of them with him.
He never changed the people that were grandfathered in. And again, very similar to listening right now. Yep. And that was us too, right? We were afraid to rock the boat. We don't want to lose Mrs. Johnson because she's been here for 14 years. And it's like, time's up. We gotta move everybody's rates up. And this is why, right?
Yep.
So this gentleman, this gym owner is doing about $30,000 a month at 6% on the low end, 200 members. He's losing 12 clients a month. Okay. He's got to replace 12 clients every month to stay even, not grow, not shrink, but and he was signing up about 12 a month. And so we started looking at how he was getting his members, referrals, and there was an old client reactivation plan, but he was also running paid marketing. So we took all of his ad spend and we took it against all of his acquisitions, even if they're a referral, because I just want to say again, we're running averages. He was paying about $300 cost per acquisition. Okay. On the spend, right? Which is, hey, you know what? If at $150 a month, it's going to take him 2 months to break even. That's about where, the averages are. Obviously you want to make money in the first month or even, whatever, make your money back in the first month. So he was paying $3,600 in paid spend to replace the 12 people he was losing every month. And this was going on for about 8 months. He just could not figure out why he could not get ahead. He's like, man, we're sitting at 200. We go to 202. We're down to 198. We're making 28,000. We're making 32,000. We're back to 30,000. It's like, I cannot do anything else to get ahead.
Yeah.
And we're breaking even. It's all these things, right? On top of the $3,600 in ad spend, he was also paying his ad agency $1,500. So he's about $5,000, $5,100 a month going out at the door for paid advertising, which is again about right. It's about right. It's about even. Some people are like paying $3,000 a month. He's paying $3,600, right? So here's a guy who's paying about $5,000 a month. He loses 12 clients, gains 12 clients, and he just stays the same.
Yeah.
Here's the honest truth. In this model, in this large group training, 200 member, $150 a month type of model, you will never get ahead unless you outspend your attrition.
Absolutely.
So you could either lower your cost per acquisition to $100 and still spend the same, or you got to outspend that and you got to spend 8, 10, 12,000, which won't ever happen, to outspend your attrition. So now you're stuck in this basically capped out position. of course, you could continue to raise rates. You can sell supplements. You can sell challenges and all these other things. But at the end of the day, the reoccurring revenue, you get about 200 members. So 30, that's a tough place to be.
Yeah.
The things that we were talking with this particular gym owner are you're in the wrong model.
Yep.
And that's the honest truth. Large group training has a cap. Large group training, you can maybe charge $200 a month, maybe $210, maybe. Okay, so $200 a month at 200 members, you're at 40 grand. You're still losing 12 members a month, and you still got to sign up 12 members to stay at 40 grand. Here's another scenario, and something that we teach and what we believe in, which a lot of people call semi-private training. We're very, very adamant that this is the model for bigger numbers. I mean, honestly, which in turn is owner benefit. Profit, we help gym owners win. We want the owner benefit to fall back to the owner. We want all that money to fall back to the owner. Here's another scenario.
Well, this is a good breakdown, just to kind of like preface what you're going to discuss. Like, this is an exact breakdown of how more is not better, more is more, right? In his situation, he could throw more people in the front door, trying to, but the chances of him getting there isn't necessarily going to happen, right? Like you were saying, he has to outspend that attrition, and that's a very tough thing to do with that model, with the competitiveness, with the numbers of people that we know are leaving each month in that model. And so, obviously this transition that you get into, it's looking at how to get more with less in a way.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give you two scenarios. Number one, here's a gym that has 100 members. They're doing semi-private training, charging on average $450 a month. And they're making $45,000 a month in recurring revenue, okay, with just 100 members. So now here we are. This gym, I guess Gym B, is doing 50% more revenue per month with 50% of the members. Makes sense, right? It's just a numbers game. But the key here is the attrition. The attrition stays at 6%. He's only going to replace six members.
Yep. And
even if he or she, I mean, this could be she, sorry, I'm just saying he, because this was the gym owner in situation one. Even if they're paying $300 cost per acquisition, that's only $1,800, not $3,600. So they're making more. It costs them less to replace less members. They're probably going to shrink up that attrition number because they have less people to manage. They can have more touch points. And this is just a happier gym owner. This is a happier gym owner. You only got 100 members to manage. $450 a month is not hard to sell, especially when you break it down weekly. But listen, you're only spending $1,800 in ad spend to replace the six. So you have more money to spend, by the way, because you're making an extra 15 grand. So let's just say you want to press the gas a little bit. We're going to spend $3,600, the same amount that gym owner A was spending. But now you're going to get 12 members. Now you're in growth mode.
Oh,
you got 106 members, then 112 members, and 118 members. And all of a sudden that 45,000 goes to 55,000, goes to 65,000. And that's the scenario we see. We change gyms, their pricing structure, their delivery systems. We get them into a semi-private model. We layer in our training program, our programming software, which is it's a system for delivery, which is something you're going to hear all about at the Growth Summit. And they're able to get to $75,000, $85,000, even $100,000, $110,000 a month with a couple hundred a member. Like 220 members. So another situation, let's just say you had 200 members. Okay, so going back to the scenario of Gym 1, you had 200 members at 150. Now you have 200 members at, just say 400. You still have to replace around 12 people a month. But now instead of 30 grand a month, you're making 80 grand a month. You have plenty to spend in ads.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can kind of keep this perpetual kind of nice $80,000 to $90,000 a month gym going on with a couple hundred members. That's $1 million model. That's what the $1 million model is. That's over $1 million in recurring revenue, 200 members, about $425, $450 a month. Attrition at 5 to 6%, replace 10 to 12 members a month. You got the money to reinvest. it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. And the kicker here is like, a lot of gyms are like, well, we've been running this model. We'll lose but my clients won't. My clients won't change. Well, I'm sorry to say we've done this dozens of times, and very few gyms have lose more than they expected.
Well, I mean, with 100% success rate, the gyms were making more with less people 100% of the time. So like what we did in that transition paid off to everything that we just covered every single time.
Every single time.
The only concern that some of those gym owners had were the total number of clients that they worked with at the end of it. But to the point, the math shows you that your business is leaner. You're making the same money, if not greater, serving less people. Mm-hmm. As a gym owner, you're tired, you're exhausted, you're working around the clock, you're trying to juggle all of these things as it is. You're not making any money. You barely see your kids. Your wife hates you. All of these, this is your situation right now. Do you want to go work harder, or do you want to work smarter? Because that's exactly what this conversation is. There is a better way. There is a better way for you, for your clients to systemize it, to have the life that you want as a gym owner. And it's not drive more leads through your damn front door.
It's change the model.
It's make business decisions to put yourself in the greatest opportunity for success, not run what you're doing that's broken or not working. Do that same thing harder. That's the problem. Is most gym owners they're stuck in this cyclical pound my head against the wall. I need more clients through the front door. They have absolutely no understanding of what the business's potential revenue is. And that's the whole thing is like, I've been listening to a ton of podcasts, Rob Dyrdek talking about his time lately, and everything all of these guys talk about is reverse engineering what it takes to get what you want out of life. Time, money, how many clients it takes to create the revenue that you want, that you as a owner of the business deserves as your benefit. You know what I mean? Like all of those things is where you should be designing the business and then figuring out what it's going to take to go fulfill it. Not saying, okay, I want to run group training. I'm going to charge clients are going to pay this amount, and it sounds good because that's what everyone else is doing. So let me go just battle at that.
Well, here's the situation, right? If you wanted to stay at that large group training model and just drive in more members, let's take a look at the math there.
Sure.
In order to get to 90 grand a month, okay, 90 grand a month, you need 600 members. Mm-hmm. At 6% attrition, you're replacing 36 members a month. At 300, you can get the $300 cost per acquisition down a little bit until it comes back up. So just count on $300 cost per acquisition. What is cost per acquisition? It's the cost that it takes to sign up a member. Okay, throw it out there. 36 times 300 is $10,800. You're going to spend 10 grand a month to replace the 36 just
for maintenance
to stay even.
Like that is the thing. Who even wants to sign? That doesn't sound desirable to any regard. Not only that, but we talk all the time about skating to where the puck is going, not where the puck is at. The puck is at large group. It's been at large group for years. Semi-private's a newer, model to some degree in most areas. Still, it's not fully understood in the marketplace by the consumers. There's not a ton of gyms that have a sustainable, solid delivery system, semi-private delivery. So those that are moving there, those that have made the decision to go be there, are slaying. The decision to remain in semi-private or in large group is the reason that you're struggling. You're battling the math. You're fighting all of the things that we know to be true, and you're just finding excuses for why you're going to go spend, pay an agency to just drive more leads through your front door.
Looking for the silver bullet, the marketing hook.
And that's exactly. And then I'm sure we're speaking to a lot of you guys because we see this every time we get on a call with a gym owner. What have you done over the last year to try and grow your gym? Oh, I worked with this agency and this agency and this agency, and they told me to run this, and they told me to run this, and they told me to run this. Well, and your gym's in the exact same spot, if not worse, than you were a year ago. Why? Because you're focused on the wrong things.
Yeah, the math doesn't work. And so the two resistance points that gyms, when they realize, okay, finally they get it. All right, I need to go to semi-private. It's the ability to convert their current members. That's like my clients won't. And the other thing is, I don't know how to deliver a system of training that's going to give these guys individual workouts in a semi-private atmosphere, doing strength training, doing periodized strength training based on, all their movement patterns. That's why we created Semi-Private Pro. Mm-hmm. Semi-Private Pro is a delivery system for semi-private training.
Absolutely.
It allows your coaches to coach 1 to 6 with individualized programming. We actually create, little displays for each rack. There's we have different levels to the thing, but like at the end of the day, you have a coach with an iPad that has 6 workouts on it. You have 6 stations with 6 individual iPads or Android tablets, whatever, magnetized to the rack. Mrs. Johnson, Joe Fitness, Jane Fitness all have their own workouts, and they could look at the rack next to them and they could say, man, that program's theirs. This one's mine. Mm-hmm. We gamified it. We've got workout milestones now. We've got, hey, 25, when you complete your 25th workout, a little starburst comes up. We're trying to think about the delivery system as a customer experience. And really the whole reason we created it was the day that I came into the gym and I saw the coaches looking at their damn clipboards. It pissed me off. I said, we need a better way. And we did. We created it. We've got about a dozen gyms using it right now with great success. We're launching at the Growth Summit. We have a super cool presentation on that. Zach's going to deliver on delivery systems. We've got a booth there. We'd love for you guys to check that out. But at the end of the day, the writing's on the wall. The math doesn't work in the model you're in if you're trying to get big gains. Now, if you're happy with 200 members, $150 a month, paying 30 grand, and your rent's free, or your rent's $2,000 a month, and you have 2 coaches and you're paying them $10 an hour, then maybe that's the model. But I can tell you, there's there's way more potential in this business. 30 grand should be the minimum.
Yeah.
And going on up from there.
Yeah.
What you should be able to expect, right? And so, we've got gyms doing over $1 million, and they're just super efficient. Small crews. They don't need 15 different coaches. They got a couple coaches, and they got their time back.
Yes.
And that's the end of the day. That's what we're trying to help gyms do. We're trying to
gym owners.
Gym owners.
Yeah. So. No, it's just. That's what it is. It's an unfortunate situation when we do have to talk with the gym owner, or we talk with the gym owner who's in a position where, it's miserable. There's no other way around it. Like they don't enjoy the task at hand anymore and it's not that they don't love training people. It's not that they aren't passionate about what we're doing. It's the fact that their business has beat them up so much. They don't understand how to make more profit. They don't understand. And it's the fact that you go back to what you know. It's more people through the front door is going to create more revenue. But to Tim's point and the entire topic of conversation today, sometimes you're just kicking the can down the road only to have to do it again because the model that you're in doesn't have the legs to ever get you and you personally where you deserve and want to be as a gym owner, business owner. It's time to look at the model itself.
That's great.
And if you haven't already, it's overdue at this point if you're in that position, but do yourself the favor. There is a better way. Life is a hell of a lot more enjoyable when you're not resistant about getting out of bed and going to gym every day. You're going to your gym every day.
Yep.
To me, it's a saving grace. We're throwing a Hail Mary here. This is your opportunity to get to grab the ball and run.
Yeah,
because
come with us. We've got opportunities for calls. If you want to jump on a call and chat it out, what's the link? Just go to our website.
Yeah, pfmarketingsolutions.com.
In the show notes.
Yeah, they're in the show notes. You can grab a link for the call. There's plenty of opportunity there, but jump on a call with me. We'll go over your business as it is today. We'll talk about,
and we got that calculator now. We have that projection tool that we can help. We can walk you through that as well.
We'll do a call. That's a great point. It's an awesome tool that Zach put together that will literally show you the revenue potentials for your model, your business as it is today. We can make some of those little changes and show you how substantial, how exponential some of these changes are.
Well, we figured it out. You can make an extra $50,000 a year with just 4 hours a week of semi-private training.
And then think about how much opportunity there is for transitioning from that point forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But we'd love to help.
Definitely worth a shot. We're going to be diving deep in it at the Growth Summit. Best place to learn this stuff is at the Growth Summit. I want you there. Use Growth 23. No excuses. We've lowered the price just for the people listening to the show because I know the people that listen to the show are the ones that are going to benefit the most being at the Grow Summit. So if this is you, jump on this this coupon code. I don't know how many we have, probably 20 of these to do. And when they're gone, they're gone. So just growthsummitaz.com, use growth23 as your code. We'll see you in June. And that's it for this episode. Hopefully this opened your eyes a little bit. And, maybe you see the light at the end of the tunnel finally. That's it for the show. Keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
All right. And thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. And when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.